Today I have this very glowy, rosy look for you. I hope you will enjoy. I'm going to start off with a very hydrating primer. I'm going to add that all over the face. Next I'm going to add a very hydrating foundation as well. And I'm applying it with a sponge. And this will give a very natural effect. Most of those luminous foundations have less coverage. So don't worry if you have a couple of places that are still not covered. In fact, I rather use less foundation and then add a little bit of concealing around the face, then just kick on a heavy foundation. So now I'm going to use more of a full coverage foundation just on the places that I need. So I'm just taking a flat brush and I'm just going to add a small amount to whatever place I think I need more coverage. And just really make sure you're blending this into the skin. Now I'm going to do my blush first, and I'm using very pinkish rosy color. And I'm going to apply it in quite a large area on the cheek and just around here. The reason why I'm not putting on my concealer first is because after I apply this blush, I can then blend my concealer into it so it's flawless. So I'm adding this very softly because the eye is going to be rosy as well. So next I'm adding my concealer, and you're best adding something that sets a little bit, just because then you can add less powder. Okay, so that's the concealer, and this concealer in particular will set a little bit. So I'm going to wait to see if it's going to crease. I will set it with powder, but otherwise I'm just going to check later throughout the day because I don't really want to set it. For contouring, I'm going to use a cream contour. And I'm also taking it with my finger just a little bit, and I'm just going to add it. I don't want to move the foundation, and especially with a brush, if I would go in and start just contouring the face, it would move the foundation all over. The warmth of your finger melts the contour on your face, and it just gives the most beautiful soft effect. Also going to add some to the forehead. Next I'm going to take a cream highlighter, and you can just add it to a flat surface and just go around, just make it even all over. This is going to help you pick it up because I'm going to pick it up with the sponge. So if I pick it up like this when it's all even on the flat surface, I'm going to pick up an even amount on my sponge as well. So I'm just going to add that to the top of the cheekbones and just all the way around here in the C shape. And this will just melt into the skin. If you have a very good cream highlight and you do this technique, this will just melt into the skin and almost disappear, but leave that incredible shine behind. Make sure you blend in any edges with your beauty blender, with the side that doesn't have any highlight on. And I'm also going to use this in the middle of my forehead, just very small amount, and then turn to my clean beauty blender side and just blend it out also. Also, I'm going to add a little bit on the nose and on the cupid's bow. So now we have this incredible glowy skin, and I'm going to set this with a finishing setting spray, and this is a glowy one as well. So once you finish with the rest of the makeup and this is too glowy for you, you can add some powder. It's all a personal preference. So I'm just going to wait to see how this settles in. I'm going to use a primer for eyes, just using a small amount on a brush. I'm going to use that blush with the same brush, and I'm just going to add it to the eye. You can use your finger if you have short nails. So this should add just a very subtle flush of pink onto the eye. I'm also going to just add a little underneath. So now this is nice and soft, but this will crease on its own because eyelids are on the move all the time, blinking, so they will just gather this. But I'm going to set it with this pink eyeshadow from the Naked palette, and I'm going to grab it just with a fluffier brush, a small amount, just enough to set this. These colors are very similar in shade as well, so you just want to make sure that you're not setting this with something that is a completely different color. You can add it to the under eyes as well. And I'm using a very small amount, just enough so when I touch the eyelid, it's not sticky anymore. So I'm going to pop the lips on so I can see how much definition I will need in the eyelashes and the eyebrows to complete the look. So I'm using a very pinkish lip liner, and I'm just going to add it to the Cupid's bow, just to make it a little fuller. Also, if your lips are like mine and they're very irregular shape, you can just add it around the lips to some places. And this one's close enough to my lip color. If your lips are quite darker than mine and more red, you might want to just bounce a beauty blender on it with a little bit of foundation to calm it down so you can apply the rosy lip shade. So then for the lips I'm using a stick, and this is very hydrating as well. You can add a gloss, but I think it will be too shiny. It will take away from that natural glow. Right, so for eyes I have a brown eyeliner, and I'm going to just add it in between the lashes, just to thicken them a bit. So I'm adding like a series of dots. I'm not doing just a straight line. I'm adding more on the outer corner, just slightly. I'm also going to add a couple of dots on the lower lash line as well. See how this adds definition without any harsh lines on your eyes. Now I'm just going to curl my lashes, and I'm going to add brown mascara. I'm just going to brush the lashes very gently, just to add a structure for my false lashes for now. I'm going to add the mascara to the lower lashes, quite a bit of it. And I will add some short false lashes. And I'm choosing short ones because I still want to keep it very, very natural looking. And those ones that I have are black, so I'm going to have to paint them with my brown mascara. And I don't want too much drama onto the eyes because everything is so nice and light and soft. I don't want to just add a huge lash on top and ruin the effect. Also, if you would like to know how to apply false lashes, I do have a very in-depth video on professional eyelash application, and I will link it in the eye for you. So I have all the false lashes on, and I'm just going to apply brown mascara to them now. They do make brown individual lashes and even brown full strip false lashes, but I just don't have any. I think this gives very nice effect. It's still very soft, but it does complement the eye very well. Alright, so I thickened up the eyebrow a bit, and I also rounded it a bit. Right, both eyebrows are rounded up. They don't look remotely the same, but that's fine. And as a finishing touch, I'm going to add a bit of this pink highlighter. It is very strong and very pigmented, so I'm just going to tap my brush a little bit in there, and this is a very small brush as well. I'm just going to literally add the tiniest bit here on the top of my cheekbones, but I don't want to just rub it in because it might just add too much in a straight line, and I just want like a hint of this pink highlight just sprinkled on the cheek. And I will also pick up a little bit of that highlight and just add it to this arch, just the top of the brow, just because it will look amazing when it catches the light. And now is also the time to decide on powder, so I am going to actually add a tiny bit of powder. I'm going to add it right here to the nose area, just because it was too shiny there and it kind of looked like my skin is oily. I'm just going to bring it down. And you can add more powder or even no powder if your skin is quite dry and it doesn't crease that much. But I think just taking away that shine here, it makes the rest look more intentional, if that makes any sense. And that is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. For more makeup tutorials, please subscribe to my channel. Highlight, mustaches back. And just look a little bit fake. Not like this pink eyelid is natural. I'm convinced this is Nina Dobrev's eyelash from Vampire Diaries. Like, it's not that my skin is just oily. This is how I wanted it to look.